Welcome to the space where reflection meets accountability, where real conversations challenge the way we think, speak, and show up in the world. This is a place for growth, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. So take a breath, slow down for a moment, and let's get into today's reflection. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Rosie, and thanks for joining me on Elevating Glow. Let's talk about something most people avoid. Hard conversations. Not because we don't care, but because we don't have the capacity to stay in them. You might start off calm. You intend to communicate clearly, but then something shifts. Your chest tightens, your thoughts speed up, your emotions rise, and before you know it, you've completely checked out. Or you've escalated, and you're on your way to crashing out. Let me ask you this. Do you tend to shut down or speak up too quickly when things get uncomfortable? Either way, it's not a communication issue. It's a capacity issue. Because staying present in a hard conversation isn't just about what you say. It's about what you can handle emotionally in the moment. Here's the truth. Emotional stamina is the ability to stay grounded even when the conversation isn't. And just like physical stamina, if you have not built it, you'll definitely tap out early. Some people avoid. Some people explode. Some people, they people please just to end the tension. But all of those responses have one thing in common. They're exits. Here's a question for you. When conversations get hard, how do you usually exit? Do you shut down internally? Change the subject? Maybe you get defensive or say, "It's fine," when it's totally not. Because every time you exit, you miss an opportunity to build something deeper. Understanding, trust, connection, or growth. And here's what's really happening. When a conversation feels intense, your nervous system reads it as a threat. Not necessarily physical danger, but emotional discomfort. We might feel rejection or judgment, and definitely some conflict. And your body responds fast. Fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. But here's the problem. You can't have deep, meaningful relationships if you can't stay present when things get uncomfortable. Here's a moment of reflection. Can you sit in a conversation where someone is upset without trying to fix it, escape it, or control it? Because emotional stamina isn't about winning the conversation. It's about being able to remain in it. Let's redefine strength. Strength isn't raising your voice. Strength isn't shutting down. Strength is staying present when it would be easier to leave. So how do you build emotional stamina? Let's break it down. Number 1, regulate your body first. Before you try to find the right words, slow your breathing, relax your posture, ground yourself physically. Because a regulated body supports a regulated response. Number 2, expand your tolerance for discomfort. You don't need to fix the discomfort immediately. You just need to stay with it a little longer than you usually do. That's how capacity grows. Number 3, stay curious instead of reactive. Instead of thinking, how do I respond? Ask, what are they really trying to express? Number 4, give yourself permission to pause. You can say, I need a moment to process this. That's not weakness. That's emotional control. Let me ask you something deeper. What conversations are you avoiding because you don't feel equipped to handle them? Because avoidance doesn't protect your peace. It delays your growth. And here's a moment of truth. Every hard conversation you stay present in builds confidence. Not just in your communication, but in your ability to handle yourself. And that changes everything. Over time, something powerful happens. What once overwhelmed you becomes manageable. What once triggered you becomes something you can navigate. That's emotional stamina. And here's a final reflection. Who would you be if you could stay calm, grounded, and present, even in the hardest conversations of your life? Because that version of you is built, not born. Here's a closing question. The next time a conversation gets uncomfortable, will you default to escape, or will you stay long enough to grow? Because real connection isn't built in easy moments. It's built in the moments where you choose to stay. If this resonated with you, take it into your next difficult conversation. Not to be perfect, but to be present. Thanks for listening. Until next time, stay aware, stay grounded, and keep growing. Elevate and glow.